Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7. Now today, got some more Epic 7 World Championships 2023 for you guys. This time we're in the Losers Finals, with Marguerite on the left side, having just gone up against Poopest and getting flushed down the toilet. He is re-arisen, though, from the pipelines and the wastewater treatment plant to face off against WinterWish, who's representing Global on the right. So there's still a dream where Global versus Global in the finals, and a Global winner will be crowned. That dream is still alive. But Marguerite from the Japan server has something to say about that here. Gonna not go down really easily, right? Starting off here, neither player opts to ban the Navy Captain Landy, so we're gonna see her get exchanged throughout these rounds. We see Zio, Aola, and Lua banned out. Very interesting bans from both players. Very typical. They're just sticking to their guns here. Nothing out of the ordinary for either of them. Sea Lily is getting picked first on WinterWish's side, and we see Navy Captain Landy and Hand Guy getting picked up on Marguerite's. In response, we have WinterWish's Emma Bologna coming out, the legendary Bologna that's been stomping these Landys throughout this entire Epic 7 World Championship tournament. And then we see Destina get picked up as well. Destina could be pretty good at sustaining for the team. Also not super passive like Rowana is. You have some proactive skills that she has, like her S2, that can actually help push up the team and cleanse and sustain them. Right, so we have a Tywin coming out on Marguerite's side, along with a Lionheart Sirmia. A Tywin's gonna be really good at just locking down, controlling the team. Destina's cleanses are good and very powerful, but she doesn't have the ability to spam him out repeatedly, and she doesn't put an immunity buff on the team like Hand Guy does, which Marguerite took. Lionheart Sirmia coming out, though, and it's going to be great into Sea Lilius and the Bologna's S2. LRK and Lethe getting picked up on WinterWish's side, and Solitaria on Marguerite's. So we have a lot of control potential on Marguerite's team with that A Tywin and the Solitaria. And WinterWish, though, having a lot of potential to just nuke down the Lionheart Sirmia and the Landy with something like Lethe and the Emma Bologna, right? So we'll see. The LRK also really strong pick into the Landy. Going to be very good against her. So let's see how this plays out. Destina getting banned out, so there's no sustain on WinterWish's side, and we see Solitaria also getting banned out too. She's a very problematic unit, actually has a really high impact on all the matches that she has been in, right? So WinterWish going to be coming out with the S3 on on this Conquer Lilius' side. The reason why I chuckled there is because she has to. Lionheart Sirmia is the only unit that's on Marguerite's side that can really punish that dual attack right now, but she's going to be enough to deter her from using her S1. So S2 coming out onto the A Tywin. The Hand Guy going to be taking the turn. He could actually cleanse here and give the Landy an attack buff. We'll see if he wants to do that. There are no more debuffs on WinterWish's side, so perhaps the S3 is the best option here. We also gain some combat readiness to be able to loop back around and potentially get that S2 attack down onto Marguerite's Bologna. So Lethe going to go and try to hit that Lionheart Sirmia. We see the damage going to be coming in with this LRK's S3, and he is going to put immunity up for the team. Not going to matter too much because of the fact that Bologna, she can get that attack down and stripped from the Calrix S2. Landy going to go ahead and counter. No salvo, but hey, gaining that extra 25% fighting spirits could be pretty nice. She goes for another S1 here. Salvo coming out. A lot of damage coming in onto this last Rider crowd. Barriers up for the team. However, it's not going to matter too much here. While Vigor is up for WinterWish's entire team, and it can't be stripped, Hand Guy can still put an attack down on the Bologna, and there you go. So attack down is here. WinterWish's Bologna seems to be on a destruction build from previous iterations of this tournament here in previous matches, right? So we see the attack down coming out, no fear of a counter attack coming out from the Emma Bologna. Lionheart Sirmia coming in with an S3, not dealing a ton of damage, but significant enough, bringing Bologna down below half. I think the Lionheart Sirmia should be attacking the last Rider Crow here. You don't really want to get Bologna too low, otherwise Sigurd's Scythe, no, Sigurd's Scythe is already triggered here, but with that attack down the Bologna and the Vigor buff, you really don't want her to deal that much damage to your team. The Last Rider Crow is also really close to being taken out, and with all the AoEs that came out here, Last Rider Crow might have his S3 up really soon, if not already. And check him at the bottom, it looks like it is ready. so that is not really good for Marguerite. He has to try to finish off this last Rider Crow. Now the Bologna with the attack down, really not dealing all that much damage to that Lionheart Sirmia, which is very unfortunate. And we see the S3 coming out here, no immunity left for the Bologna. This is huge. She's defense broken, she's stunned, she has the attack down. Last Rider Crow also went down to the A Tywin, and we see the dual attack coming in from the Lethe. Dual attack from Lethe will not actually gain extra Omen stacks, so that is a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. Lethe though still coming up here and has the potential to delete the Lionheart Sirmia here. Let's see if she actually goes for a Soulburn S3, and then going into the Lionheart Sirmia might be able to do this. Bologna had went down to this to the Landy, which is really unfortunate. Ooh, no Frostbite onto this Lionheart. Can this Lethe kill? I mean, she has 27k health. I think even with damage mitigation, she should have this right here. Oh, and there you go, almost 13k damage, so healing up the team, very, very nice. Got some Omen stacks on everyone else as well because of the S3. A Tywin, though, has the Fury buff. He is going to be enraged, so he can actually provoke the Lethe and ignore the effect resistance. So there you go, Provoke on the Lethe is going to be pretty bad for her, especially if Elbrus starts to kick in, cleanses out coming from the team, no more restrict on that Navy Captain Landy, and I think she has her S3 up, so I think this is pretty much over for WinterWish. Unfortunately, as Bologna fell way too early, got controlled by the A Tywin. We see Navy Captain Landy coming in with that S3, even if neither units die here, which they don't. I still think it's too much for WinterWish to handle, right? The Provoke's going to come out from this A Tywin onto that Lethe. Ooh, no Provoke onto Lethe. He could actually go for the A Tywin here. No, he's opting to not go for the A Tywin. That, I think, is a mistake. He should have gone for the A Tywin, gone for the kill, would have healed a little bit, and then Lethe might have been able to survive long enough to loop around and maybe get a couple turns in. Not really sure. Not sure at all. And there you go. The Landy is just going to wipe the floor with her. And down she goes. So Marguerite taking the first round here in a very decisive battle. Right, WinterWish, though, coming into this, he's the favorite to win in terms of the in-game polling that we saw. Vast majority of players, I think about 70-something% of players voted for him to be the champion this time around. So he's opening up with C. Lilius this time. And again, Navy Captain Landy getting picked up along with Hand Guy. The pre-ban system in this year's World Championships really sucks, in my opinion. Just players not being able to pre-ban at the start of the match really hinders them, right? Because you have to just roll with whatever your post-ban was as your next pre-ban, and the post-bans are typically units that would trap you in draft, so things like Solitary and things like that. Ooh, we see a pause coming out. We'll see if that gets resolved. We'll skip ahead. Oh, actually, we see the A Tywin and Lionheart just getting picked up there by Marguerite. Okay, there we go. We are back now. So, we got the Navy Captain Landy and the Hand Guy getting picked up. Navy Captain Landy never ever gets post-banned because you can't really afford to do that when there's units like Solitary and things that come out near the end that really threaten the entire team comp that you've already drafted. So we got Ocean Breeze Luluka coming out against the Hand Guy, I see. Also picked up with the C. Lilius, just so that the opponent can't pick her up. She's a pretty good unit overall, with pretty good debuffs, right? Silences and blinds are really strong. But the Hand Guy on the other side could potentially just cleanse that, so we'll see. Arwell getting picked up for some damage mitigation. Ryland pretty good into Marguerite's entire team right now, so that's a good unit to have on your side, especially if he can evade. He's pretty good into Lionheart Sirmia, because he can has defense penetration with his S3. Pretty good into A Tywin, because A Tywin doesn't have enough damage to really finish him off, and potentially give him free focus stacks here. And he's also good into the Navy Captain Landy with his extra 15% chance to crit her because of his Dark Element alignment. So we see the ML Kawazu also get picked up. Now here's an issue. I can already see it with WinterWish's team. If Ryla gets banned out here, Kawazu is the only unit, and I don't think Kawazu has enough firepower to, pardon the pun, defeat this Navy Captain Landy and the Lionheart Sirmia. Yeah, so there we go. A Ravi gonna get banned now because there's no way she's gonna make it through draft here. Now with WinterWish's team lacking the damage to follow up against her, Rylet also getting banned out as I expected. So now this is a really uphill battle for WinterWish. Is it impossible for him to win? No, but let's see what he's able to do here. So Sea Lilius popping that S3. We're going to see a lot of buffs coming out on WinterWish's side very, very soon, especially with that Ocean Breeze Luluka getting that Undispellable Ice Cream buff, the defense buff. We have Arwell putting barriers up on everybody. Kawazu also able to replenish his immunity and his vigor buff as well if he's hit by an AoE. But let's see. Ocean Breeze Luluka gonna go ahead and just tap away at this Cowrick. Pretty nice little dual attack there, getting a little bit of strip onto him and healing onto the Arwell here. Now we got the S2 coming out. Attack down on the Kawazu, which is pretty big because he's actually going to be going next, unless, of course, Navy Captain Landy gets to counter. And if she counters and salvos, then we get to see Kawazu cleanse himself. S3 coming on the line, Harsumi. She resists the stun, but hey, all the buffs got stripped. That's all you really need. WinterWish should hold on to his S3, which he does do. S1 coming out, putting double burns on. And now we see the 8 timing coming in. Gonna go for the S3, actually opting to say, hey, you know what? Why not go for it? We see the Kawazu going to get stunned, but he's going to cleanse it. Got his passive there. Again, the Vigor buff, a little bit of healing, a little bit of push-up. And Lionheart Harsumi is going to come in with her first S3. No defense buff on her, so I think the damage is going to be pretty bad here. Yeah, as we can see, not that much. The most damage is coming out on Arwell because she has the escort buff and she's defense broken. So we see here the hit on her. Luluka, I think, is on Guardian Ice Crystal, so helping out the heals onto that Arwell there, essentially nullifying that S1 from the Lionheart Harsumi. Navy Captain Landy actually not doing all that much either. So WinterWish's team pretty tanky here. The only issue is he's lacking damage, right? Marguerite's side also looking really strong in terms of their HP and their resilience. All the units there have a lot of bulk that WinterWish has to power through, right? Marguerite is very tanky over here. So the other issue is that Marguerite's side has a Tywin, and with a Tywin there, there's no real immunity buffer on WinterWish's side, so you're very susceptible to provokes and all that stuff as well. Let's see, does that S3 kill? No, it does not! The Vigor buffed Kawazu coming in, not able to kill that Navy Captain Landy, and she has the potential chance to heal here. Guardian Ice Crystals keeping this Arwell nice and healthy, but the issue now stands that yeah, this Landy's going to be going, and there's souls on Marguerite's side, so we might be able to see a salvo come in. S1 going to be pushing up this Navy Captain Landy. I see the Soulburn coming in, finishing off this R-Wall potentially. Right, Soulburn into anyone. Oh, okay, there you go. Into that R-Well, not going to risk it. He probably could have S1'd to somebody else. The Escort buff probably could have killed her, especially with that salvo damage coming in. Oh, look at that Elber's Ritual Sword coming out. This Landy's going to be countering here. And we see Luluka getting those debuffs. We got the blind. That's actually pretty good. Little miss coming out onto that Luluka. And Navy Captain Landy just hanging on by a thread is very unfortunate because WinterWish is already down a unit and he still hasn't taken out this Landy. Look at that, another counter coming in. Oh, but she is going to die to the burns when she laps around and takes her turn. So good job, WinterWish. The only issue now is that this Lionheart Harsumi is ready, locked and loaded with full fighting spirit, has a defense buff this time around. There's no mitigation on WinterWish's side. Yes, everyone has a defense buff, but I don't think it's going to be enough, right? A defense buff with a vigor buff would still be very problematic here. We see the ice cream buff getting hit away by this ML Calric. We see the S3 coming out from the Lionheart Harsumi. Is this going to kill? It is! Down goes the Kawazu! And I think that is going to be it. You can see WinterWish showing some signs of expression on his face there. Very unfortunate, concedes super quickly. And now we're going to jump into round number 3. Can Marguerite take this 3-0? Or is WinterWish going to have a little bit of a comeback here? So, Hand Guy getting picked up first by WinterWish, opting to not go for something like a Sea Lilius here. Navy Captain Landy is going to get picked up on Marguerite's side, and he's going to take the Sea Lilius instead. Is WinterWish going to pick up that Ocean Breeze Luluka yet again? He hasn't been working out for her. She hasn't been working out for him in these matches so far, so we'll see what happens. Lionheart Harsumi getting picked up against the Navy Captain Landy and the Sea Lilia. She's a very strong pick, right? Good into both of those units, and can pose a pretty big threat. Ooh, I really want to see that Elena get picked out, but there's no way that she's going to be used in this tournament right here. Not when there's a Lionheart there that relies on those extra attacks, dual attacks, and counter attacks, most importantly, especially from that Landy. Ocean Breeze Luluka getting picked up by WinterWish again. The main thing is that WinterWish is going to these fights without any damage mitigation, right? So we see the Lionheart it's really going to be left to her own devices. Last Rider Crow getting picked up on Marguerite's side. A lot of damage coming in from his S3. Could pair well with Navy Captain Landy to kind of overwhelm this Lionheart Sirmia. Aiden also coming out, good single target damage dealer here, and again can try to overwhelm this Lionheart Sirmia in terms of just nuking her down. Yoha as the Knight getting picked up by WinterWish here. I think he probably could have picked up the Yoha a bit earlier instead of that Ocean Breeze Luluka, because she is pretty good into Navy Captain Landy as well. Last Rider Crow's S3 going to do a lot of damage into Yoha, and she could retaliate by using an S3 as revenge to take a unit out. Yoha's also pretty good into the Aiden, because her S3 ignores damage share, but it also really doesn't care too much about missing. You're still going to do a big chunk of damage depending on how much HP you have lost. Karina getting picked up by WinterWish as the last unit here. I don't know, if Lionheart Sirmia gets banned out, it's gonna look pretty bad for WinterWish here, right? Sharoon getting picked up as the last unit. Pretty good unit into Handguy and Yoha. The injury damage is gonna be very good onto Yoha, preventing her from nuking really hard, and you can also control the Handguy pretty well. Sharoon also is pretty decent to the Karina. Ooh, but we're gonna see that both the Sharoon and the Karina get banned out here. Very interesting to let that Lionheart Sirmia through. Yeah, I guess Karina would be pretty strong into Navy Captain Landy and the Aiden with that Rocket Punch Gauntlet there and not caring about critting. But we'll see. We'll see. Lionheart Sirmia is the sole DPS on WinterWish's side. Marguerite opening up with the C. Lilius, getting that Vigor buff on everybody. Doesn't really care about that Ocean Breeze Luluka. In fact, it seems like he's inviting the Ocean Breeze Luluka to go for that extra hit. And we'll see if this Navy Captain Landy can survive even with all her debuffs. Right, so we see the S2 coming out onto that Lionheart Sirmia, just trying to push her back and stall, trying to mitigate her S2 if any extra attacks or counter attacks come out. So Luluka cleansing the 2 debuffs on some of her units and going in with her truck, running over everybody. Seeing the silences and blinds coming in even on that Last Rider Crow. WinterWish has a Luluka that has effectiveness here, which is a new popular build that is going around in RTA. Handguy going for the S2, attack down onto this Landy. No cleansing on the side of Marguerite, so he's going to have to hang in there with all these debuffs. Aiden as well with the attack buff and the vigor buff, opting to not go for the S3, decides that, no, we don't need the invincibility right now. It's not too important. You can hold on to it. And now Last Rider Crow is going to be coming in with an S1. He can't use his S3 here because, again, he got silenced by that Luluka previously. I think he should be focusing most of his damage onto that Lionheart Sirmia. If Lionheart can fall, then you'll be in a very good position and essentially just win the match here, right? Marguerite hoping that he does not get a salvo here. Oh, he does! So that is very unfortunate. WinterWish has an opportunity here with his Lionheart Sirmia, replenishing her defense buff from that Luluka there with his S2, and now the Lionheart Sirmia can go for an S3. Now the issue is she going to crit? That is the question. There is a crit, double crit coming out, a lot of damage coming in onto that Last Rider Crow, and see Lilius also getting hit by a little bit there. Barrier is getting replenished by Last Rider Crow's passive. Landy's gonna salvo yet again and heal up a little bit more, but this Lionheart Sirmia, look at her, she's not really doing all that much. Golden Rose not healing her, just giving her an extra damage boost, which is pretty nice, but yeah, she could use a bit of sustain right now. We see the Guardian Ice Crystals coming out, healing the Lionheart a little bit. She's going to proc it again, get that defense buff, which is going to help quite a bit here. The only issue is if this Landy counters this ML Caloric, right, or any unit, for that matter, she'll have her S3 up, and that could be very, very dangerous, especially if she wins the 50-50. Okay, but there is no counterattack from the Landy. No one's able to lap her here, so she'll be taking the turn. She's blind with an attack down. She's going to go ahead and salvo just to deal some extra damage to the team, especially to that Yoha right there. She doesn't have enough to really S3 right now, but you want to take her down low enough so that when Landy goes for the S3 on the next turn, that you do have enough to just nuke her into oblivion. So Last Rider Crow gonna go for his S3 here. This could be dangerous because it can take Yoha down really low and she could push herself up. So So we'll see. Yeah, there it is. There's her passive kicking in. She has a nice little barrier and a defense buff to protect herself. She should be getting an S3 to be able to nuke this Aiden, because Aiden is coming up. If Hand Guy goes for an S1 here, he will be able to push up his Yoha in front of the Aiden. So there we go, pushing up the Yoha. Counter coming out from the Landy. Very unfortunate. Another salvo. Wow, this Landy's doing so much damage, and she's catching up to this Lionheart Sirmia. So if Yoha goes to the S3, he can finish off the Aiden. But if this Landy goes and counters, she'll actually cut in front of the Lionheart Sirmia, be able to S3, and there you go. It's over, right? But you have to go for the Aiden, because otherwise Aiden's going to kill the Lionheart Sirmia, and there goes another Elber's Ritual Sword. So the Landy's going to go ahead, counter, salvo yet again. Doesn't even really need this S3 here, right? You could just S1 the Lionheart, but why not just rip it and finish everybody off here? I think Yoha's also going to fall from all that damage here from the Aureus, and there you go. I think that is going to be it, and Marguerite 3-0 against WinterWish. I don't think anyone would have expected this outcome here, because Marguerite was the least favorite to win this entire tournament. Now he just knocked out WinterWish in the losers final. He's going to be moving on to the grand finals with a rematch against Poopest. So if you want to watch that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more Epic 7 content. And until next time, take care. There was his mom. His mom popping in. Are you winning, son?